From private jets to pawn shops, from mansions to motel rooms. These are the NBA millionaires who had it all and lost everything. And trust me, by the time you hear number one, you'll realize no amount of money can save you from your own choices.
Allen Iverson, the $200 million fade. Allen Iverson wasn't just a basketball player. He was a cultural icon. 11-time All-Star, MVP in 2001, and one of the highest-paid athletes in the world. Between his NBA salary and endorsements, Iverson earned over $200 million in his career. But his spending was legendary. Luxury cars, massive mansions, an entourage that traveled everywhere with him. He'd drop six figures in a single night at a casino or nightclub. And it didn't stop when the paychecks did. Legal battles with his ex-wife, poor financial planning, and relentless spending left Iverson broke by his mid-30s. Reports surfaced of him not being able to afford a cheeseburger at the airport. But here's the twist. Iverson's old deal with Reebok includes a trust fund worth $32 million that he can't touch until 2030. If he can hold on, maybe the answer can rewrite his final chapter.
Antoine Walker, $110 million to broke. Antoine Walker wasn't just an NBA player. He was a superstar with a champion's ring and a bank account stacked with $110 million from salary and endorsements. But Walker's lifestyle burned through cash faster than a fast break. He owned multiple mansions, fleets of luxury cars, mountains of jewelry, and reportedly supported more than 70 friends and family members. Then came the casinos. Walker had a taste for high-stakes gambling, losing millions at poker tables and blackjack. His real estate investments crashed during the housing market collapse, and debts started piling up. By 2010, just 2 years after leaving the league, the former All-Star filed for bankruptcy. It wasn't just about bad money choices. It was about trust. Walker often lent huge sums to people he thought had his back, only to never see that money again. The good news? Walker didn't hide. He rebuilt slowly, working in basketball media and traveling the country to warn young athletes about financial traps. Still, his story remains one of the fastest and most shocking financial crashes in NBA history. From $110 million to nothing in less than a decade.
Shawn Kemp, the Rain Man Storm. Shawn Kemp was a force of nature in the 90s, 6-time All-Star, highlight reel dunks and a charisma that made fans love him. On the court, he was the Rain Man. Off the court, a walking storm cloud. Kemp earned over $90 million during his career, but his life spiraled fast after his prime. Reports claim he fathered at least 7 children with 6 different women, a child support obligation that reportedly drained millions every year. Add in failed business ventures, overspending, and a cocaine addiction, and Kemp's fortune evaporated. His once elite athletic frame gave way to weight gain and health issues. By the early 2000s, Kemp was barely recognizable from the high-flying forward fans once idolized. While he's made attempts to bounce back, opening cannabis businesses in Seattle, the reality is the storm he created off the court drowned out the sunshine of his playing days. Kemp's downfall became a reminder, talent can fill stadiums, but it can't fill a bank account forever.
Vin Baker, from All-Star to Starbucks apron. Vin Baker was a 4-time All-Star, an Olympic gold medalist, and one of the league's most reliable big men in the 90s. By the time he retired, he had earned over $100 million. But Baker's story took a heartbreaking turn because of alcohol. While still in the league, Baker's drinking began affecting his performance. Weight gain, sluggish play, and missed practices became common. He was traded, cut, and eventually out of the league by his early 30s, far earlier than anyone expected. Off the court, Baker made risky investments and trusted the wrong people with his money. As the checks stopped, the combination of financial mismanagement and addiction drained his fortune. By the mid-2010s, the man who once battled Shaquille O'Neal in the paint was working at Starbucks, wearing an apron instead of an NBA jersey. The media jumped on the story, but Baker himself used it as a turning point. He's now sober, a minister, and works with the Milwaukee Bucks as a coach, a redemption arc many never expected. Still, his downfall from all-star millionaire to near-broke barista shows how quickly fame and fortune can fade when addiction takes control.
Latrell Sprewell, feed my family. Latrell Sprewell was built for the spotlight. Explosive on the court, fierce in competition, and a natural scorer. He was the kind of player you paid to see. He made over $100 million during his NBA career, but his downfall became one of the most infamous in league history. It started with controversy. In 1997, Sprewell choked his coach, P.J. Carlesimo, during a Warriors practice. The NBA suspended him for a year, and his reputation took a massive hit. But he bounced back, leading the New York Knicks to the 1999 Finals and later becoming a star in Minnesota alongside Kevin Garnett. Then came the moment that sealed his fate. In 2004, Sprewell turned down a $21 million contract extension, saying it wasn't enough to feed his family. The quote went viral for all the wrong reasons. Fans and media crushed him for being greedy, and teams suddenly wanted nothing to do with him. Within 2 years, Sprewell was out of the league. Without his NBA paycheck, his lifestyle, yachts, mansions, luxury cars, became impossible to maintain. Reports surfaced of foreclosures, repossessions, and millions in unpaid debts. By the 2010s, the man who once played under Madison Square Garden's bright lights was struggling to keep his home. Sprewell's story isn't just about bad financial planning. It's about how one public misstep can end a career instantly.
Keep 'em watching. And here's the thing, these downfalls are just the warm-up. The next 5 players, they went from millionaire kings to living in their cars. And one of them blew through $300 million faster than anyone in sports history. You'll want to see this.
Eddy Curry, the weight of bad decisions. Eddy Curry was a 7-foot, 300-pound center with a soft touch around the rim. Drafted straight out of high school, he signed contracts worth over $70 million. But with money came chaos. Curry faced multiple lawsuits, paternity cases, and a series of bad loans. He borrowed $570,000 from a personal chef and never paid it back. He owed $1.2 million on furniture alone. On top of that, he battled weight issues and injuries that cut his career short. By 2010, he was deep in debt despite earning enough to be set for life. His downfall wasn't just spending, it was living in denial while the bills piled higher than his career points total.
Gilbert Arenas, from hibachi to headlines. Gilbert Arenas was once the NBA's ultimate showman. He dropped 50 on Kobe, celebrate with outrageous antics, and made the hibachi nickname famous, meaning I'm heating up, get out of the way. At his peak, he signed a $111 million contract with the Washington Wizards and seemed untouchable. But in 2009, everything unraveled. A locker room argument with teammate Javaris Crittenton over a gambling debt escalated into something out of a movie. Arenas brought unloaded guns into the team's locker room as a joke. Crittenton responded by pulling his own weapon. The NBA world was stunned. The league suspended Arenas for the rest of the season, his image tanked, and endorsement deals vanished overnight. Washington voided much of his massive contract, and Arenas' career never recovered. Off the court, his spending habits, luxury cars, expensive parties, million-dollar gambling losses, ate away at his fortune. By the time his playing days were done, the man who once made $160 million in salary alone was reportedly struggling with debts. Arenas himself admitted in interviews that he didn't realize how fast NBA money disappears when you think it'll last forever.
Sebastian Telfair, from top pick to broke. Sebastian Telfair was once one of the most promising young basketball stars. A high school phenom, he jumped straight to the NBA as a lottery pick, earning over $20 million during his career. Fans expected him to be a future superstar. But off the court, things took a turn for the worse. Telfair lived a flashy lifestyle, spending money on expensive cars, clothes, and parties. Unfortunately, his spending habits quickly outpaced his earnings. On top of that, legal troubles started piling up. Multiple arrests and run-ins with the law made headlines and drained his focus and finances. Without good financial guidance, his fortune slipped away. Bad money management and poor decisions led him toward bankruptcy, despite his early success and high earnings. Today, Sebastian uses his story as a warning. He speaks openly about the dangers of overspending and the influence of the wrong crowd. His goal? To help younger players avoid the same mistakes he made. Sebastian Telfair's journey is a tough lesson. Talent and money don't guarantee success if you don't handle life and finances the right way. Benoit Benjamin. Big man, big mistakes. Benoit Benjamin was a dominant NBA center in the 1990s, known for his shot blocking and rebounding skills. He earned millions throughout his career and was a respected force on the court, but off the court, things didn't go as smoothly. Benjamin made some bad investments that cost him big time. He also trusted the wrong people to handle his money, which only made things worse. His lavish lifestyle, spending heavily on luxury cars, designer clothes, and other expensive things, quickly drained his fortune. Despite his success as a player, Benjamin's story is a clear warning. No matter how powerful you are on the court, poor financial choices can bring you down fast. Managing money wisely is just as important as basketball skills when it comes to lasting success.
Jermaine O'Neal, from all-star to bankruptcy. Jermaine O'Neal was one of the NBA's top big men, making 6 all-star teams and dominating the paint for years. Fans admired his skill, toughness, and leadership. But off the court, things didn't go as smoothly as his game. Injuries slowed him down, but the bigger hit came from his finances. O'Neal made some poor money decisions, including failed business ventures that didn't pan out. Legal issues also drained his resources, leaving him struggling to keep up with bills and debts. By 2013, despite a career earning millions, O'Neal had to file for bankruptcy. His story is a harsh reminder that even the biggest stars aren't immune to financial trouble. Without careful planning and smart choices, a superstar's fortune can vanish just as quickly as it was made. Jermaine's journey shows how important it is for athletes to manage money wisely or risk losing everything. If you think these stories are wild, wait until you hear about the man who made more than Kobe, Shaq, and Duncan combined and lost it all in 2 years. That's next. Lorenzen Wright. Tragedy and loss. Lorenzen Wright had a solid NBA career, earning millions and making a name for himself as a strong presence on the court. But off the court, his life was far more complicated and tragic. Despite his earnings, financial mismanagement left Wright struggling with money. Poor choices and lack of support took a heavy toll on his finances, showing that even millions can disappear without stability. Tragically, Lorenzen's life was cut short in 2010 when he was murdered, a shocking and heartbreaking end to a promising life. His story reminds us that fame and fortune can't protect anyone from life's harsh realities. Without the right support and management, even the richest can fall. Lorenzen Wright's life is a painful lesson about how fragile success can be and why stability off the court matters just as much as skill on it.
Chris Washburn, the fall of a number 3 pick. Chris Washburn was once a highly promising player, picked number 3 overall in the NBA draft with huge expectations. Scouts saw star potential in him, and fans hoped he would shine bright on the court. But off-court issues quickly took over. Addiction became Washburn's biggest enemy, leading him down a dark path that destroyed both his career and finances. His struggles with substance abuse made it impossible to live up to his early promise. Legal trouble soon followed, piling on top of his personal battles. Washburn found himself overwhelmed by debt and financial problems, eventually filing for bankruptcy. His story is a harsh reminder that no matter how bright the talent, off-court demons can ruin even the most promising careers. Chris Washburn's fall shows how important it is to have the right support and choices, or else even stars can burn out fast.
Eddie Jones, flashy career, financial trouble. Eddie Jones was a talented guard known for his flashy style and smooth game. He made 3 All-Star teams and earned millions during his NBA career. Fans admired his scoring and defensive skills, but behind the scenes, Jones faced challenges managing his money. Despite his big paychecks, poor financial planning caught up with him after retirement. Lavish spending and a lack of proper money management led to financial hardships. The millions he earned didn't last as long as many expected. Eddie's story is a powerful warning to all athletes. No matter how talented or successful you are on the court, managing your money wisely is essential. Without smart financial choices, even the biggest careers can end with serious struggles. His journey reminds us that lasting success comes from discipline, both in basketball and in personal finances.
Jayson Williams, from rebound king to rock bottom. Jayson Williams was one of the NBA's top rebounders in the late 90s and early 2000s. Known for his toughness and relentless hustle, he earned millions and was a key player on the court. But off the court, things took a tragic turn. Williams was involved in a deadly hunting accident that led to manslaughter charges. The legal battles that followed drained his finances quickly. The emotional stress and mounting legal fees took a huge toll. Despite owning multiple homes and expensive cars, his lavish lifestyle couldn't keep up with the growing debts. By 2010, Williams was forced to file for bankruptcy, listing over $10 million in debts. His story is a tough reminder that no amount of fame or money can protect someone from personal tragedies. Jayson Williams' downfall shows how quickly life can change when tragedy strikes.
Darko Miličić, the biggest draft bust financial wreck. Darko Miličić was the number 2 pick in the 2003 NBA draft, carrying huge expectations. But unlike other top picks that year, his career never took off. Injuries and inconsistent play held him back. Despite earning over $20 million during his time in the league, Darko's financial situation quickly spiraled. Poor money choices, trusting the wrong people, and failed business deals drained his fortune. What could have been a shining NBA career turned into a warning sign for young players. Darko's story shows how wasted potential isn't just about basketball, it's about the money and decisions off the court too. From promising star to financial cautionary tale, Miličić's journey is a lesson in the importance of smart choices both on and off the hardwood. And if you think that was bad, the next batch of NBA millionaires blew fortunes in ways so wild, you'll wonder how they were ever trusted with $1. From all-stars working at Starbucks to legends begging for second chances.
Alan Crabbe, lost in the shadows. Alan Crabbe had a decent NBA career, earning millions but never quite becoming a superstar. Despite the cash flow, his financial life was shaky behind the scenes. Crabbe spent on flashy cars, luxury vacations, and an expensive lifestyle that quickly outpaced his earnings. Without solid financial advice or careful planning, his money started slipping away faster than he expected. His story is a clear warning for every player. Even role players who make good money need to watch their spending and investments closely. Just because you earn millions doesn't mean it will last without smart choices. Alan Crabbe's journey reminds us that managing money wisely is key for long-term success, no matter your fame or status in the league.
Michael Beasley. Talent lost to turmoil. Michael Beasley was once one of the most promising talents in the NBA, loaded with skill and potential to be a star. But off the court, things quickly took a turn for the worse. Legal troubles and battles with substance abuse overshadowed his basketball career. Despite earning millions, Beasley struggled to keep his personal life and finances under control. His story serves as a powerful warning that personal choices don't just impact your life outside basketball, they can ruin your entire career and financial future. Michael Beasley's rise and fall prove that talent alone isn't enough to succeed in the NBA. Without discipline, guidance, and support, even the most gifted players can lose everything they worked so hard for. His journey reminds us that success on the court must be matched by smart decisions off the court, or the price can be devastating.
Kwame Brown, drafted first, financially last. Kwame Brown was the #1 overall pick in the 2001 NBA draft, expected to become a franchise star. But inconsistent play and injuries kept him from reaching those heights. Off the court, Brown faced serious financial struggles. Lavish spending on cars and clothes, poor planning, and legal troubles drained his earnings. Despite making millions, his fortune quickly faded. Kwame's story is a tough lesson. Being a top draft pick doesn't guarantee lasting success, especially when it comes to managing money. His downfall reminds players and fans alike that talent and status mean little without discipline and smart financial choices. Brown's journey is a warning about how easily fortunes can slip away.
J.R. Smith, from splash to struggle. J.R. Smith was famous for his clutch shots and electrifying plays, making millions over his 15-year NBA career. Fans loved his fearless style and game-changing moments, but off the court, things weren't always smooth. Smith's flashy lifestyle with expensive cars, wild parties, and big spending eventually caught up to him. Even though he earned over $70 million, he faced financial ups and downs that left him struggling to manage his money. Legal troubles off the court also drained his resources, adding more pressure to his financial situation. But JR's story isn't just about setbacks, it's about learning and growth. He's been honest about his mistakes and is focused on creating a more stable, positive future. J.R. Smith's journey reminds us that even stars can face tough times, but with the right mindset, they can bounce back stronger than ever.
Stephon Marbury, star power, financial fireworks. Stephon Marbury was a rising NBA superstar, known for his scoring ability and flashy style that wowed fans. Off the court, however, his life was far from smooth. Marbury's financial troubles came from extravagant spending and failed business ventures. At one point, he owned multiple luxury cars and homes, living the high life. But lawsuits and mounting debts quickly drained his fortune. Despite these setbacks, Marbury's story didn't end there. He found a second chance overseas in China, where he rebuilt his career and became a basketball hero. His journey from financial hardship to redemption shows that even when you hit rock bottom, with grit and determination, you can climb back up. Stephon Marbury's comeback is proof that no matter how deep the fall, the climb back is always possible. If you're shocked by these stories, wait until you hear what's coming next. Hit that like button and stay tuned.
Nick Young, Swaggy P's price. Nick Young, famously known as Swaggy P, was loved for his confidence, charm, and flashy style. On the court, he brought excitement. Off the court, his lifestyle was just as loud. Young earned millions during his NBA career, but struggled with money management. Overspending on luxury cars, jewelry, and parties drained his bank account faster than expected. At one point, he faced public embarrassment over financial mistakes, showing that even popular players can slip up. But Nick didn't give up. He's been working hard to rebuild his life and career, proving that hitting rock bottom isn't the end. Swaggy P's story reminds us that success isn't just about fame or money. It's about learning from mistakes and coming back stronger.
Jalen Rose beyond the court. Jalen Rose was known for his skill on the court and sharp basketball analysis after retirement. But his financial journey wasn't without challenges. After his playing days, Rose made some poor investments and business decisions that cost him a lot of money. These missteps served as a tough lesson in money management. Despite the setbacks, Jalen used his experience to grow and learn. Today, he dedicates himself to mentoring young athletes about the importance of financial literacy and smart choices. His story is a powerful reminder that success off the court requires just as much discipline as success on it. Jalen Rose proves that even when things go wrong, you can bounce back stronger by learning and helping others avoid the same mistakes.
Chris Webber, the fallen star. Chris Webber was a college legend and 5-time NBA All-Star, known for his incredible skills and leadership. Fans admired him on the court, but off the court, things didn't go as smoothly. Webber's financial troubles surprised many. Lavish spending and risky business ventures drained much of his fortune. To make things worse, he faced several lawsuits that added to his financial struggles. Despite the setbacks, Webber didn't give up. He rebuilt his life by becoming a respected basketball analyst and focusing on his family. His story is a powerful example of how even the brightest stars can face tough times but still find a way back. Chris Webber's journey shows the highs and lows of fame and fortune, and how resilience and hard work can lead to a fresh start even after hitting rock bottom.
Marcus Camby, a defensive star, financial victim. Marcus Camby was a defensive powerhouse who earned over $70 million throughout his NBA career. Known for his shot blocking and hustle, Camby was respected on the court. But off the court, things took a different turn. Legal battles and family disputes drained a large part of his fortune. Camby sued his former agent, accusing him of mismanaging his money, which added stress and financial strain. On top of that, costly divorce settlements took a heavy toll on his bank account. Despite his impressive earnings, these off-court problems chipped away at his wealth over time. Marcus Camby's story is a clear warning. Even the richest players can face financial ruin when personal and legal issues come into play. His journey reminds us that managing money and relationships carefully is just as important as performance on the court.
If you want more inside scoops on NBA legends' lives, smash that like and let me know in the comments.
The rise and fall of NBA millionaires remind us that success isn't just about talent or big paychecks. It's about the choices we make when no one's watching, how we handle money, relationships, and personal challenges. These stories show that even the brightest stars can lose it all, but they also teach us the power of resilience and growth. So next time you watch the game, remember the human behind the jersey. If this video opened your eyes, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe for more real NBA stories you won't hear anywhere else.